Welcome back to our free tarot course. This is where we are right now. What we're doing is learning the court cards. We are doing the Queen and the King of each suit. So we are now at the Queen and King of Swords. They are the rulers of the air element, thought, truth, communication, and intellect, where the pentacles that we just did are more earthly and stabilizing. The swords are sharp, mental, and direct. These two embody the archetype of wisdom, clarity, and authority through intellect. So let's start with the Queen of Swords and let's do the symbolism and the meanings, the general essence of the Queen. She's the truth seeker and the truth teller of the tarot. The Queen of Swords balances intellect with emotional experience, often seen as the widow queen because she carries wisdom born of hardship. She is perspective, independent, and values honesty above all else. So when you see the Queen in the upright, it can certainly mean clarity, independence, intellectual honesty, perception, witty, sharp, fair-minded for sure, balances the heart with the head, so leans more towards logic, but can also represent someone who's been through loss but emerged wise and stronger than ever. In reverse, this queen can be cold, critical, bitterness, overly critical or cutting with words. Could mean emotional suppression or detachment. So let's talk about in love, in the upright. So the Queen in the upright for love is a partner who values honesty and clear communication. She won't tolerate lies or manipulation. Can symbolize someone independent, strong-willed, and discerning in love. In reverse, well, the walls are up, distrustful, pushing love away through fear or harshness. It's interesting because I feel like the harshness actually will come from the fear. And we'll get into more, with love and that soon. But let's continue. So in career, upright, strategic thinking, clear communication, could be a mentor or a boss who is fair but tough. Reversed, gossip, miscommunication, harsh criticism, manipulation. So let's talk about the visual symbols of the Queen. So the sword is raised upright. That's a commitment to truth and justice. So when you see like the sword is upright, she's looking for truth and justice. One hand extended. That's a sign of openness, the willingness to listen, or fair judgment, not or all of the above. You'll see clouds and winds. That's the clarity of thought, swift change in the mental realm. You'll see a crown of butterflies or birds, and this speaks about transformation and the higher intellect. The posture of the Queen is alert. She has that watchful eye and that watchful wisdom. Okay, so let's talk about the King of Swords. And again, let's start with the general essence. So the King of Swords, he's the master of intellect, law, and authority. The King of Swords represents structured thinking, rational decisions, and leadership that's rooted in truth and justice. Unlike the passionate King of Wands or the material King of Pentacles, this king rules through logic, ethics, and strategy. So the king in the upright, authority, intellect, fairness, clarity, and decisiveness, can mean the master communicator, very objective, logical problem solver. It represents someone who enforces justice and truth. So in reverse, well, abuse of power, manipulation, and coldness. By the way, for those who are like listening to these, what we'll notice in the majority of the reversed is the manipulation with most of them. But let's continue. In reverse, there could be corruption, dishonesty, or using their intellect for selfish ends. My electricity just went off. It can also talk about someone who's too rigid or lacking empathy. So, in love, in the upright, a loyal, honest partner who values direct communication represents commitment and fairness. He won't play games. Reversed, abuse of that authority, dishonesty, or oppressive leadership. So let's talk about the visual symbols relating to the king. Same thing with the queen. You'll see the sword upright and centered. This represents truth and justice as the core of rulership. You'll see the blue cloak and a throne with butterflies or birds or both, representing wisdom, clarity, transformation through the intellect. Normally, you'll see clear blue skies behind him. That's unbiased clarity and fairness. And his posture is calm but commanding. His word is law. So let's talk about the king and queen of swords together. So by the way, I should have said the Queen and King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't know why I didn't say that. So, anyways, let's talk about them together. So, when they appear side by side, they represent the intellectual power couple of the tarot. Balanced mental mastery of both masculine and feminine aspects of the air element. So, the queen, intellect, intuition, receptive and discerning. The king, logic and authority, directive and decisive. Together, they represent clear communication, fairness, justice, and the meeting of the minds. So, in love or in a relationship, in the upright, this could be a union that's based on respect, truth, and equality. They value honesty and mental connection above superficial attraction. Could point to a relationship where both partners are independent but united by mutual respect. But if they're in the reverse, could certainly talk about power struggles, harsh words, emotional coldness, or intellectual superior games, like I want to be the superior one. So let's talk about career and finances. Upright. Again, it's still the partnership of the two. So a strong partnership in law, leaderships, teaching, or any field requiring truth and strategy. They symbolize two people who can plan, strategize, and execute flawlessly. But in reverse, corruption, dishonesty, or manipulation between two strong-minded people. And last but not least, let's talk about the essence. So the Queen of Swords, the truth seeker, the wise woman, clarity, independence, honesty, perception. The King of Swords, the ruler of law and order, authority, fairness, logic, ethics. So together, the intellectual couple would mean clarity, justice, mental mastery, and truth in partnerships. So compared to the Pentacle pair who built a safe, abundant home, the Sword pair rule the realm of truth and justice. One is about material and emotional security. The other is about mental clarity and intellectual partnership. So this is our King and Queen of Swords. So we have the Queen and Kings done. So I think what we'll do next is do the Knights. I love the Knights. Um, I just do. So thank you. I'll see you then. Bye bye.